This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Yeah, we've got a special guest in the studio, Fitz.
We do have a special guest, Harry Garside. You would have seen him at the Paris Olympics. He was knocked out in round one of the boxing, but the raw emotion and the honesty, the extreme honesty that Harry had to front up in front of that camera, I think blew everybody away. And he now has a brand new book out. It's called The Good Fight. It's available now at all good bookshops, and he joins us now. Harry Garside, welcome.
Harry.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me in.
Do you know what I think was so beautiful about what happened in Paris? If I can take away, I mean, obviously you wanted a different result, Harry, but your honesty and how Australia has fallen in love with you was because you gave so much. You gave so much not only in the ring, but also in sharing your dream. I mean, the work you'd done and the commitment you'd made to the sport and yourself in the lead up to the Olympics. Like, that was the lifelong dream.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that like 20 years, 2 decades is over in 9 minutes, and of course, not the result that I wanted, but I guess looking back on the 20-year journey, like the man that I have become on that journey, it's like at the start I was quite nervous and I had this weird ambition that maybe I could walk with giants, and I guess on that 20-year journey I finally got to a destination where I believed I can walk with giants. So it's a nice journey, nice evolution, and I guess the biggest thing I took from it is like set big audacious goals, and they might feel unachievable, but on the journey you end up feeling like you can achieve them.
But isn't it interesting too, though, whether you got a medal or you didn't get a medal, the Olympics was always going to finish. But Harry Garside and the man that you'd become had grown and would always continue.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, I reckon. It's like no result, no money. I guess this capitalist-driven society, it's like we think that job promotion or that new house or the new car or the gold medal is going to be the thing that's going to make me feel different about myself. But no result, no job promotion like makes you a different person. And I know who I am, and I guess over the last sort of 3-4 years, I've really just focused on trying to collect the evidence that I am a good person, that I am a good man, and then like little moments, like say your brother calls you and he needs to chop out, or your mate calls you and he's in dire straits, and you help them out. Like they're the moments that for me I sort of build respect for myself, and of course Olympics has helped that as well, but it's only a small portion.
Yeah, do you think the way you're talking now, it sounds as though you needed to convince yourself that you were a good person? Are you saying that you doubted that, or that you were looking for proof?
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure you've met many successful people in your life, and I guess the more that I think about myself and why I wanted success, and it was because I felt like I was nothing. And I don't know where it stems from, and there's probably a number of memories that I could probably think of, but most of my life I thought that it's like these gold medals, these winning in sport was going to change those beliefs about myself, and they kind of did, I guess, throughout the journey. But it's like I won the Commonwealth Games gold medal, and I sat in my room after and I felt miserable. I won the bronze medal at Tokyo, and I sat in quarantine. I looked in the mirror with the medal hanging on my neck, and I still didn't like myself. I'm thinking, is that if that's not a sign that that's not the right path?
Well, it's about that's all the external validation, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
kind of
nothing outside of yourself can change how you feel about yourself, and I realised that finally, thank God.
Can we talk about resilience and failure? Because I'm trying to teach this to my two boys now. Harry, you admitted that you have had mental demons in your lifetime, and a lot of people will be listening to this right now, Harry, who have the exact same problem. You actually said in that interview straight after the box that when you lost, I'm going to have some really dark days over the next few months. Have you had those days? And I want to ask you, when failure, something like that, something as massive as that happens, resilience, and we talk about failure can lead to success or into something else. Can you tell us about some of the dark days you've had since that day and how you've got through it?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't had too many. There's probably been 2 or 3 that I can think of that I've been really low. But this book tour is kind of distracting me a little bit. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think in that post-match interview, there was like that fear that I think if this happened 5 years ago, where I was like a little bit younger and my whole identity was consumed with that of only being a boxer, I think, I don't know, I did fail 5 years ago, and just to think what some of the decisions that I made when I did fail and how low I felt and what I was doing in private to sort of hurt myself. It was kind of scary to think that I could be there after such a big loss. Like, it was so embarrassing and so humiliating. But I guess I don't know if it's growth, I don't know if it's maturity, maybe a cocktail of everything, but it hasn't happened this time, and I don't know if I'm waiting for it. I don't know if this book tour is a distraction or maybe I've just grown up, and I think let's hope it's that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The book isn't a distraction either. It's part of you and it's part of what you do. So it's not just froth and bubble. You know, it's the existence of the world that you've created. So it's another feather in your cap that you've put this book out, which I know is going to help so many people. But can we go back to the start of your career and when you were younger? I think I read that you were the smallest out of your brothers. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of three boys, the runt of the litter.
The runt. And that's what took you to the gym in the first place?
Yeah, I was just always like, I was so much more connected to my mum, and I think my brother's a real blokey. And what do you see on movies? There's always the men fighting. Like, that's all men do, right?
Yeah.
And my dad would always sort of talk about his childhood growing up in England. And,
Come on, Harry.
And I'm thinking, oh no, I'm nothing like these guys. Like, I just felt so soft compared to them. And then I walked into the boxing gym and I fell in love with it. So
Yeah.
I'm so grateful I did.
I love that story.
It's
I've
so
got to get down there. They're
And
all tough.
you've moved to Sydney now. You moved down to Bondi as well, because you're a country boy. You're a country Victoria boy, aren't you? So you're now down in the beach. Can I ask you this question? Because Harry, I think you'd be a great catch. Are you in love? Have you found someone or?
It's funny you say that. So I woke up New Year's Day and I was like, Olympic year, let's go. Like, no relationships, just focus on the gold medal. And throughout that process, I actually fell in love. So
Did you?
It happened so unexpectedly, which I think is the best kind of love. Like,
Yes.
it's not when you're searching for it. It just sort of stumbled into my life. And she's originally from Sydney, but she's currently living in London. So I'm pretty excited for her to get back at the end of the year. But yeah, just
long distance.
That's great.
long
to
distance,
hear.
but she's definitely worth the wait for sure.
Oh.
There's another book in that, I reckon.
No, there's not.
Punching above your weight.
Punching above. I think it's
By
lovely.
Harry
You're speaking so respectfully. No.
Sorry, Kate.
Well, I'm just shattered, Kate, because I wanted to get him on for traffic dating, but obviously he's got a partner now, so we can't get him on.
Well, not till the end of the year, by the sound of it.
So what's
Down around.
Harry, what's the plan now? To keep fit?
Yeah, just keep fit. I guess I'm just trying to do, as I spoke about like 5 years ago, the decisions I made when I failed were negative, and I'm just trying my best to do more positive things. So I'm training every day. I'm staying fit. I want to do some triathlons over summer. I love boxing, so I'll always continue boxing. Not sure professional next Olympics, not sure to walk away altogether, but I always love doing it, so I'll continue doing it until I lose the love for it, for sure.
You're good mates with Ned Brockman. You're both sick. You're both addicted to
you are,
pain.
you mad.
Like, so are you
Completely
doing
mad.
anything with Ned? Like, what? He's just addicted to pain, that bloke.
Yeah, I love being around him. Me and him have had, like, we've said to ourselves, we genuinely can't live together. We would send each other crazy. Like, he's a sick individual, and I love it. Like,
Similar vibe, isn't there?
He's
completely.
intense.
Lost
He's
the
intense.
plot. It's what we love about him.
Okay, the new book, Harry Garside, The Good Fight, Boxing, Ballet and Breaking Stereotypes. It's at all good bookshops now. Mate, we are proud of you, brother, and don't ever think a result like that defines who you are. We are proud, and what you did afterwards, I think, resonates more with people than it ever has. So thank you very much for coming in, Harry.
Thanks for having me in, guys.
Thanks, legend.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.